We were in Mr. Heber's class and we were taking a quiz. It was just a short quiz on a couple sections. And I look up and there's a gun because I was frightened by the gunshot. And I look up and I look over by sitting 3 rows away from me, and he's sliding out of his chair and falls on the ground. And by that time, I realized that it's real, because the whole time I'm like, no, this is fake, because we were supposed to have a lockdown drill. And then I'm like, this is real, like, what do I do? And so we all just get down on the ground. And some of the students were just still in shock, and they were just still sitting in their seats. And when got to the ground, he stood up and he ran over towards me and my friend Casey. We were laying down by our desk because we sit next to each other. He ran over towards us and he laid down, and he's just, I'm shot, I'm gonna die, I'm shot, and is pacing back and forth to like left and right in the front of the classroom, and he's just smiling the whole time, like no expression on his face except for a smile. And everyone's in the back of the classroom. Some of them hid in the supply closet in the very back. And then Mr. Heber was saying, he was like, I've always been good to you. There's a lot of good people in this classroom. You don't want to do this. And he's trying to talk him out of it, but he wasn't acknowledging any of it. And when he faces back towards us, that's like, dude, I'm gonna die. I'm shot. And I'm like, shot him, like he's shot. And he goes, I know I shot him. He had kind of a laugh, like he goes, huh, I know. He I know I shot him. And he smiles, and I'm just like, that's crazy. And he rolls over onto Casey, and she's trying to stop the bleeding. She's got blood all over her arm, and she's just trying to stop the bleeding and help him. And by that time, I've already called the cops. I was the only one that called the cops in the classroom, and I was just trying to make it to where he couldn't hear me call the cops. I had to put my arm over my head and my phone like this. I was like this, and I was on the phone, and I spoke with a woman that was on the phone, and she was trying to get me to tell her where I was. I told her like everything that she needed, and then at the end she just tried to keep me on the phone. I just had to tell her, like, I can't stay on the phone, or if he catches me, he'll shoot me, and I'll die. And she just, ma'am, just please stay on the phone, stay on the phone. And I just hung up, and right when I hung up, his phone went off. He pressed a button and it said, please say a command. And he walks over and he goes, what's going on over there? What are you guys doing? He thought we were trying to call someone, and I explained to him, I was like, his phone, he's rolling around, and because he's hurt, and his phone just went off. And he goes, I'm sorry, man, I'll turn it off, I'm sorry. And he just goes, no, it's okay. And he just paces back and forth, and when Mr. Heber was talking to him, he was saying, all I want was still behind the science lab where Mr. Heber was, and like, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. And he goes, are you really sorry? And he goes, yeah, I'm sorry. He goes, you're sorry now. And then he loads his gun, and that's when Kim came over, and he talked him into setting the gun down. He set the gun down right next to the trash can by the door, the front door. And then when Kim got him down to the ground, he was sitting on the ground, and he just like, he had his hands on his head, like he couldn't believe what he just did. And whenever he was down on the ground, everyone ran out of the classroom. Like, some of us were trying to help, and then he was telling me he needs to get on the ground. She's like, get on the ground, you need to get on the ground. And he lays on the table, on the science lab table, and get on the ground, I need you on the ground. And he stays on the table, and then he gets up, and then that's when I ran out, and I was the last person out of the classroom. And then whenever I was going down the stairs, I didn't know what to do. And then our vice principal, Miss Angelo, showed us where to go so we could be safe.